No, forget that. I was trying to chase the last mile of the dunk.
Oh.
Fat. Push the door a little bit.
So you can watch the dunk contest right now?
Push it.
No.
It's the last dunk. I don't know.
Go ahead, you can push it, baby. Go ahead. Oh.
Why are you so angry? Oh, shit.
Winston!
Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel, and today we're actually going to do our thank yous for our wedding. It's just been so hectic after the wedding honeymoon holiday that getting thank you cards out. One, my laptop doesn't turn on with all of the addresses on it, so can't get them to send out thank you cards. But we hope that this video shows you our happiness and compassion towards those people that attended, that supported us, that gave us their love, and we respect you guys, and we're so blessed to have you guys in our life that filming this thank you video, I feel like you can share it and look at it all the time. We only had 5 that did not show, so it was awesome. It felt amazing just to have that. Everyone that said they were coming, and it was just great. So we want to take the time to say thank you so much. It literally meant the world. We have had a lot of experiences in our life together, in our relationship, but our wedding day and just seeing all the love in one room, everyone had fun, from kids that were 4 years old, or Chloe's age 3 years old, all the way to my great grandma who was there, who was 95, and she loved it. Everyone enjoyed themselves. They had fun. They loved it. People told us over and over again how much they just enjoyed the atmosphere and the love at our wedding. So we want to thank you guys a million times over, because that reflected on us how much love was there and how much unity was there. Even though a lot of people didn't know one another, it was just everyone came together for us, and we're so happy for us that it means so much, and it's very humbling.
It was genuinely all love. Like, everybody that was there wanted to be there and celebrate that special moment with us. Even the people that could not come to the reception, that gave us calls, text messages, Facebook comments, messages, all of that. Like, everyone, I think I speak for both of us, like everyone that we know personally, or even don't know personally, like mutually, or may have been disconnected over the years or whatever, but they all took the initiative to reach out to us and just send their best wishes, and they were just happy that we were able to finally reach that point of marriage, if you will. Yeah, I kind of wish I could do it over again. Like,
yes, a lot of the we just got our wedding album back. Our photographer shipped it to us, and they also shipped me all the video clips. Because I know I wanted to create a YouTube video of the entire wedding. There's a lot of clips, and we've got a lot going on right now in life. We're expecting another child, on top of just getting our house ready and getting rid of wedding stuff as quickly as we received it from our extra room, because the child has to go in that room. So and then I'm filming my YouTube videos and trying to keep that up and lively, just to like keep a good connection and presence with you guys. So I'm thinking I'm going to really take my time on editing those, I don't know how many, 60 something clips, and give you guys a really good anniversary video. So it's for our anniversary, I can post a nice montage of our wedding day for you guys. So that's my plan. There's plenty of pictures. I will make my wedding album on Facebook, because you guys don't need to follow me on Facebook. I don't really use it as my social media, my YouTube social media as well. I just use it for my personal life. Not even like workers or my friends on Facebook, co-workers I mean. So I can make that album public for you guys. If anybody wants to go, I'll leave a link down below to my Facebook. This right here, we sat in the bed, Monday night, like right after the wedding. We finally sat in the bed. We read, Meyer was over his grandparents' house. We read every single card, every word. It didn't matter what was in the card. We didn't care about the amount in the card. We just cared that someone took the time to send us blessings and do a handwritten blessing to us in their cards. And so we wrote down everybody that sent a gift to us. So we had 2 gifts that were given to us from our registry. I believe the one was from Bed Bath & Beyond, and it was someone sent us an iron and a photo frame, but it didn't have the person's name on it. So we don't know who sent it. We thank you. Bed Bath & Beyond didn't put a name on it, and we try to look on our registry to see who purchased it, but it just says it's been purchased. It doesn't say who did it. But also, another one we got, and I think this was from Home Depot, was it? I don't remember what registry we had this on, but someone sent us this fireplace, a fire pit that we wanted for our backyard, and we loved it. We've already used it once, but we don't know who sent that one either. So if you know who sent the fire pit, or you're the one that sent the fire pit, thank you, but can you tell us who you are so we can give you squeezes and hugs and say thank you personally? Other gifts we received are gift cards from tons of people, and we received money from tons of people. So we want to thank you guys for that. That helped more than you know. Not for luxury things, for living things, and it really came in handy. I don't think you guys understand how appreciative we are for that. We literally have you all written down here, so don't think we don't know. We thank you so much. So to kind of end this thank you video, I wanted to do a short, it's called the Happily Married tag. It's something I found, but it asks us like, it asks us like 17 questions, but things that we can quickly go through because they're not long answers.
I didn't know this was happening.
I didn't tell him either. This is the reason why I didn't tell him. I never heard of this tag, but it's apparently a YouTube tag that someone named Gillian at Home started. So thanks, Gillian at Home. So there's 17 questions. We're just going to run through them real quick. And it says, I can read without you looking
Can
at
I look though?
No. Get your own. No. Did you date much before you met your husband? Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, I had like 5 boyfriends before I met him. Yeah, 5.
Probably
that's it.
more than that.
I had 5 to 6 boos before him, and I met you in 2008. So what back?
How old were you?
Well, I was turning 19 or 18. Doesn't matter.
5 or 6.
Yes. I started dating in middle school. Suck it up. Did you date much before you met me?
No.
Okay. No, he just talked, and did nasty things. Did online dating exist, and would you have used it?
No.
It did exist.
When?
When we were in college.
What? MySpace?
No, what's that thing called? eHarmony was popping.
eHarmony's demographic is like 50 plus. But
Ain't online dating though did exist. It did exist.
Okay, we can agree that
yes.
It did exist.
We would not have used it. No, we would not have used it anyways. Where do you think it is a great place to meet a guy?
MySpace.
Ew, no. A great place to meet a guy is, to me, a place where you're opening yourself. Like, we met at college around friends. I wasn't trying to be all dolled up and go out and twerk or nothing like that. He met me in my normal form, or in my normal, what's the word I'm looking for? I feel like that's the best place where you can be like at a coffee house or at a book reading or at some. You don't have to be out being an alter ego of yourself.
Wherever.
You?
Wherever.
Okay.
Like you never
should say
know.
wherever.
Like, so the best place is just wherever.
It says, what qualities would you tell single ladies to look for? The qualities I would tell them to look for is someone that is genuine in who they are, and they're respectful. You can tell just by talking to them, getting to know them. You don't have to get involved with them, but becoming friends first to see that they're not an abusive person physically, mentally, or emotionally. They're just genuinely a nice person, and there's somebody who can help you better yourself, and you can do that for them.
You gotta be transparent, like from the jump.
Yeah.
Being able to tell me exactly how you are, or not even really the past don't matter for real, but just the fact of you being able to communicate to me exactly what you bring to the table up front is like big. Of course, having somebody in your corner to support you all the time, but just somebody that's really your best friend. Like, I really bang with day in and day out. If you want to spend the rest of your life with it, like, it can't be somebody that you're going to get annoyed with.
Yeah. What dating advice would you give to your daughter if you have one? We have a son.
Don't do it.
We
Oh no.
we don't know what this bun in the oven is yet because I'm only 16 weeks. We'll find out in April, which I'll do a video on that too. But if you had a daughter, what advice would you give her?
Honestly, I can't even answer that right now. Like, I can't think
then
about that.
Don't. Oh, you're right.
They would be similar. Nah, but they just have to touch it on your thing. The biggest thing is respect. Like,
Yeah.
if I had a daughter, that's the biggest thing I would teach her from jump.
My advice for my daughter, because I have 4 younger sisters, so technically I kind of already gave advice, is just to keep all of you to you. I've learned the hard way what it looks like when you don't have all of you to you. You feel like kind of gross and disgusting. Don't be pressured and don't feel like you're not strong enough. Always remember that you're strong enough, and things that don't go your way or the things that the opposite sex or your partner doesn't like because you won't do it, which is something that you feel, hard about, like that doesn't feel like it's me, it doesn't feel right. You stick to your guns. That will pass because that person's a seasoned person, then they're not in there for the long run. Let's see.
Preach.
How did you meet and how old were you? We met at college through a mutual friend, Russ. He was also one of the groomsmen in the wedding. And we met when I was 18 and he had turned 19 not too long ago. Yeah.
Met before my birthday.
Yeah, I don't remember that.
Yeah,
So-
y'all came over to our room because y'all water was broke.
Yeah, when I had you lotion my back.
Yeah, see?
We met when we were both 18. That's right. We met when we were both 18. Did you play hard to get? We both kind of did because we both still talked to other people while we were talking. Because you can talk to more than one person. I'm telling you that right now. This is just a talking stage.
I don't know if that's hard to get though.
It was because it wasn't because we didn't want to be the one that was like all in first.
No, I think at that point in time though, like we was in college, we was
we were still like having our college life. Yeah,
life too. So I don't think it was really like a hard to get. Like you wasn't avoiding my calls or I wasn't.
Oh no. But we didn't try
like
to like hang out every single second together. Number 8. Did you know he was the right one right away? Did he know? Did I know Wes was the right one right away? Not at the very beginning, but by the time we started dating, which was 7 months after we were talking, like getting to know each other more, 7 months. And by the time we started dating, I knew. Before within our first year of dating, we knew we were going to marry each other. We said it multiple times. And I tell this story to even my friends. Like I prayed hard because I was going through a lot of stuff in life, and I prayed hard and broke down in church, and I said, tell me what I'm supposed to do. Who am I supposed to be with? And I was going through a lot of questioning in my life and my bad decisions. And all of a sudden, he was there before we started actually becoming boyfriend, girlfriend. He was there as a friend, as a supporter, even when I was going through a depression. I was through a depression in my sophomore year, and he was there, and it didn't make me feel like I was weak. He literally just made me feel like I had someone to cry to, and it was okay. So I knew from that he was going to be around for a very long time, and it seems like now forever. What about you? Did you know right away?
No.
Right.
Like,
that's true.
Yeah, like not right away. Just some things I had to fill out. That's all.
True.
And that was the reason why it took me a while to get into the relationship. Like, I always knew that if I got married, that would be the one time. Mm-hmm. So I wouldn't say I knew that they were the one. I knew she had qualities to be the one.
Yeah.
But it was still trying to fill it out and make sure that this was who I really, really wanted to be with. I ain't really have girlfriends either, so that was a big commitment first off.
Number 9, what qualities did your husband love about you when you were first dating?
You want to answer or no?
What qualities did your husband love about you? You're here. Why I gotta answer? What qualities did you love?
See if you knew.
What qualities did you... I ain't got time for this Jeopardy. This is supposed to be short.
Ain't nothing short.
We'll answer quickly.
What qualities that I love about you was just the honesty, like...
Yeah.
And I mean, that was one of the things, like, you were just blunt and upfront with a lot of the stuff, even if I didn't like it. Like, it was cool. You just said what was on your mind, which I respect that. but then you also did it, like, you liked me for me. Like, you didn't know anything about me. Not to say that I was a big type of celebrity or nothing like that, but yeah, like, you were just that into me because
you had a
me.
status in college. We're not going to downplay it. I didn't know.
You didn't know that, and you just genuinely liked me for me.
Yes.
So yeah,
yes.
that was it.
There we go. Did you have a timeline for marriage in your mind before you got married? Yes, I did. I wanted to get married somewhere between graduating with my bachelor's and my master's. Like, probably start planning my pretty much what happened in real life. Start planning my wedding towards the end of my master's, and then once I got my master's, we get married, have kids. But it did not work out in that timeline, which, I mean, it's fine. I still accomplished everything, and that's all that I had to learn mattered. In the end, every goal that I set out to do, I still have done it to this point. Did you have to nudge your husband towards marriage, or did it happen on its own? I definitely nudged him. That's it. No, I didn't nudge. I pushed him.
Somewhere.
Pushed him.
It was coming. It was coming, bro. You can ask all my homies.
Oh,
I told them about it and
lies.
everything. I did. Don't be telling me after I got this planned out already.
Anyways, I mean, we wasn't going anywhere. That was my thing. Like, I don't care about a big wedding. Yeah. I want to be married. We have a kid. We bought a house together. We got joint bank accounts. Come on now. We're doing everything married people's doing, and I need that promise in God. I'm over here living in sin, and I'm trying to change my life. No. That's really what it was. But no. It wasn't like we're breaking up. How did your parents influence the kind of marriage you wanted? My grandparents.
Kind of marriage or a wedding?
Marriage you wanted. My grandparents influenced my marriage because I knew all the things that made them a great couple. You know, being there, supporting kids, being there for their family together, and all the things that tore them apart. You know, just not being vocal in what was really bothering them. And I made sure that I always did that. I was there to support. I'm going to be there to support my family and what they need to do, because my grandma and granddad did so much for me and my sisters. It's disgustingly unbelievable what they did with what they had, and the parts that drove them apart. You know, just not changing in the right way to make the marriage better, or not being vocal to say, you know, this hurts and this has to stop. That taught me to actually make sure I do it, to make sure my marriage, they're still married, but it could be better. They could be happier in their older age, but I think that's what I took from that. I took good and bad from that and made sure I applied it to my marriage. What about your parents?
They influenced me because that was the norm.
There you go.
Right? So that's all I knew, was just you meeting the opposite sex that you knew that you wanted to spend the rest of your life with, and that's what you go after, and this is what it's supposed to be. So, like, my parents were together my whole life. They got married when I was 10.
Oh, no, yeah. No.
When I was 10, they got married.
Yeah, Nisha was 5.
So pretty like I said, that was my norm, was to be around mom and dad that were married. And I knew one of the reasons why I said, like, when I had a kid, it would be someone that I could see myself getting married with. Obviously, that's the normal way it's supposed to be.
13, what did you love most about your wedding? I think we pretty much said it. The turn up with our family that loved to be there with us. We literally got to not only, and some people weren't able to make it. Do not do that dance. Some people didn't. A few people weren't able to make it to the reception, so they only came to the church. And the fact that they came to the church to witness us, you know, create a bond now with the promise to God, was like awesome. I think that was the best part. What elements of your wedding didn't matter as much as you thought they would? It did not matter that I did not have a veil. I didn't care. It didn't matter that everything didn't go perfectly. It still happened. It still was a great time. I didn't try to stress about anything that I knew I couldn't control. So that was it. What about you?
Exactly the same. Well said.
15. Is the first year of marriage really the hardest? So I guess this is for later on. I don't think our first year is going to be any different than the last 8 years we've been together.
Yeah,
and we've been living together for almost 6, because my year will be 6.
The changes are different. If I had to answer that question as far as like, is the first year the hardest? I would say yes, because that's when you're new into the marriage. You start to think like, okay, this is how it's supposed to be. Am I supposed to do this or that? Like, so it's kind of like the pressure, if you will, to make sure that you're doing what you're supposed to do. But in our sense, like I don't feel that way.
That would be there. But for us, because we have invested so much time in each other and we have been through so much already together, ups and downs that married people would already have, because it's the first time you get into a house, first time you're having a kid, first time you're doing this. It was hard then. So if you've already been through that and you've been like us, well, we have been vested for years already, it's not the hardest. Right. But if it's something new to you and you haven't yet experienced anything besides just dating with that person, it might be hard when you have new things pop up, financial things, or just your own personal, you growing as a person and them growing as a person, and it might be 2 different ways, but you got to kind of make it mesh. That might be hard if you haven't gone through that. What advice would you give newlywed couples to keep the communication and keep being honest? Some things may be brutally honest, but you're not saying it to downgrade someone. You're saying it to make sure it's out in the open in your relationship and it's not something you're harboring in. Just
being able to communicate and let your spouse know pretty much everything that's happening or going on it makes things a lot more smoother.
Last question. If you're religious, how has your faith influenced your marriage? We are religious, if you will. We don't have a certain religion, and we're not under a certain type of...
We're spiritual.
We don't have like a actual denomination, but it influenced our marriage because we pretty much base our love off of one another, off of what we feel like us on a spiritual level have communicated with God. It does help us whenever we get outside of who we are, through anger, through frustration. It does bring us back down, that we can be normal enough to communicate and still help each other and still see the bigger picture, or see past what hiccup we had, and we can still love one another and still give that love to our family that's watching their parents fight. So yeah. Now
I feel like it's more of a priority.
Okay.
Like, I know that I need to maintain my connection, because I'm no longer just, I mean, not to say that I was a self person, but in the sense, like, I still controlled my own destiny. Like, it was still in my hands as far as decisions that I made and what I did not do. But now, being married and having a wife and, of course, my son, like, I know that every decision I make is impacting them as well. So it's like, the communication with God is heightened, and I know that I can't get through or accomplish anything without that connection with him. So if anything, like, it's just making it more of a priority for me than anything. Agreed.
So that's the video, you guys. We want to thank you so much for everything that you guys have done for us, supported us through our marriage, through now this new baby coming in, and just believing in us and giving us so much love and blessings. It's awesome. Hopefully that tag also gave you some insight into our marriage, our relationship, how we built it, how we have fun with it, and pretty much how we sustain it. Thumbs up the video if you liked it, if you're newlyweds, if there's anything that you can relate to, or if there's any advice you need, or you want to ask us any questions additional, leave them down below. We'll be more than happy.
Shoot, advice for us. Like,
sometimes we need advice, but just one advice: don't let everybody into your relationship, and don't take advice from everybody. But if you have any questions that you feel like we're on the same page as you as, please, by all means, leave them down below, and we'll try our best to assist you in that. But other than that, we are going to go ahead and get get to laying down because it's late at night filming this video. So yeah, once again, thank you so much. We love you all, and bye.
Peace.